Get ready with me while I talk about human trafficking. Human trafficking isn't like how the media portrays it, like on the true crime shows and what you see normally on the news. Because what you normally see on the news is the most dramatic effect, and that's how they get the most views. Since the rise of technology, human trafficking is more likely to happen online than this creepy white van that's going to come around and pick you up. Now that does happen, it's more rare. You're more likely to be trafficked by someone that you know, and that is most likely to be a family member, like a father, like a mother, like an uncle, or like a family friend. And unfortunately, with parentified human trafficking, the exploitation can start as young as a couple weeks old, and it's really upsetting to hear about and to learn about. But with human traffickers, they just want to take advantage of those that do not have as much power as them. Just like it is with grooming, it's all about power. Human trafficking is incredibly diverse, and one situation may not look like another survivor situation, so it's not a one-size-fits-all as the media likes to portray, like human beings being trapped in a semi-truck being transported over several state lines. Now that does happen, but it may not be the case for another human trafficking survivor. And a lot of people like to ask, well, why can't they leave? If they know that they are being abused, why don't they just leave? Just like with domestic abuse situations, a lot of people seem perplexed by that, and they just can't wrap their head around it, and I like to answer that question. There is and always will be some form of need, some form of a vulnerability that the trafficker can and will always take advantage of the human trafficking victim or survivor. Either it will be by age, by financial status, by housing status, or the kid just being vulnerable because their parents are abusive or just unsafe at home. The trafficker will always take advantage of a child that is in a vulnerable position, or anyone that is in a vulnerable position. And sometimes the abuse is all that the human trafficking survivor knows. Either they were exploited since they were born, the survivor generally does not have nowhere else to turn, they threaten and then they abuse the survivor, or they degrade the survivor so much that the survivor believes that they're dirty and no one will believe them, or all of the above. And there's so many varying factors that I can't even get into within 3 minutes. But here at the Pearl, the mailbox, we're going to show up every single day. So follow along if you want to learn more about human trafficking and how to fight against it. And click on our website down below so you can learn more about human trafficking and grooming. So stay aware until we meet again.